Good morning, friends. Happy Monday. Okay, today I want to make a confession to you and actually share a story with you from way back in my college days. But before I do that, I want to know if you consider yourself a perfectionist. I'm so curious. I know a lot of people who are drawn to organizing consider themselves type A and are perfectionists, and others of you are drawn here because you're so not organized and are trying to get some of that in your life. So please share with me in the comments if you consider yourself a perfectionist. Now, I actually call myself a recovering perfectionist, and I will share why in a couple minutes. As you probably know, perfectionism can manifest in many ways. So here is my confession. I used to be a major procrastinator. That is one of the ways that perfectionism manifested for me. And I'll try to explain briefly, and this will make sense to some of you, and to others of you will probably sound a little bit strange. But the reason I procrastinated tasks, particularly when it came to school assignments, is because I felt that if I finished something early, like an assignment, I would have to keep working and working and working until it was perfect, which, as you know, it never would be, because perfect is not a thing. So it would never be done. So I would just put the task off until I really compressed the amount of time I had to do something, and I would cram it all in to get the assignment done so that I wouldn't have the ability to even try to make it perfect. So my junior year of college, I decided that I was sick of this cycle and I wanted to see what would happen if I just got my assignments done and didn't try to make them perfect. Well, very long story, very short. I did less work than I ever had less stress, did more partying, and I still maintained my 4.0 GPA. And I've really held on to that through the years. For the most part, there absolutely have been times when I have fallen back into that perfectionist mindset, but really not since I've been so busy with Grit and Glam, because I've realized how much trying to chase perfection held me back, because there is no finish line. It just keeps getting pushed further and further away. So you are spending all of your time and energy and mental capacity trying to achieve something that literally doesn't exist. And I decided that I would rather take messy, imperfect action and actually do something than be stuck trying to be perfect. Now, this plays out in so many areas of my life, but it is so apparent in my business. So have you ever gotten one of my newsletters and seen a typo in it? Yep. That's what happens when you decide that a newsletter with a typo is better than no newsletter at all. So here is what I want you to know. Perfectionism will always be there for you if you want it. You can always decide that that is the better path for you. But I want you to ask yourself, what would your life look like if you put your perfectionism in a little box and tucked it on a shelf, say, for the next month or even through the rest of the year? What could you accomplish if it didn't need to be perfect? We've talked about this so much the past couple weeks inside my membership and inside Organizers Foundations and Organizers Academy and on Instagram and here on Facebook, because so many of you suffer from this. And so ask yourself, what messy action would you take if you had the permission to make a mistake? I am giving you that permission. So what messy action will you take? What dream would you finally reach if you knew that your goal was to get there on an imperfect road? That was the goal. You're not getting there despite it not being perfect. You're getting there because it's not perfect. So my advice is to give it a try and see what happens. Your perfectionism box is always there for you to return to. If you hate this experiment, if it causes you too much anxiety, if you feel like you absolutely cannot live this way, trying to be imperfect, then you can always go back to it. but I would really, really encourage you to give this a try because I would bet that you will feel inspired to keep it at arm's length a while longer. We obviously talk about so much more around here than simply getting organized, but this chat is actually organizing related too, because I really want you to think about how your perfectionism might be holding you back from getting organized. Have you ever thought to yourself, I'm not even going to start because it won't look the way I want it to, or I'm not going to get organized because my family will just mess it up so it won't look perfect or it won't be perfect? I would really encourage you to ask yourself, what would the benefit to my life be if I did get organized, but imperfectly? Does it really need to be perfect to be a game changer for me and my family? And Suzanne, you are so right. Better done than perfect. Better done than perfect. Let's all just give this a try. And for any of you who might be thinking that social media makes it so much harder because we see everyone portraying these perfect images out there, it is true that that makes it harder. But the reality is I suffered from this long before social media was a thing, and I would bet that many of you did as well. So let's really take this time to look inside at the thought loops that we have and what we're saying to ourselves that keeps us stuck in inaction. And can we ask ourselves what it would look like if we just decided that not being perfect was our goal? All right, friends, give it a try. I'm so curious to hear how this experiment goes for you. Save this video and come back to it if you're feeling like this is not for me today. You can always come back to this. I am rooting for you always. I would love to hear from you. So let me know. And I hope that you have a really great week. And I will see you next Monday. Have a good one.